New to Enclave? Here's a quick crash course to show you the basics, beginning with character creation. This is a very fast process, typically taking 15 minutes or less, beginning with picking your class. Advent has 6 classes to choose from. Aspirant adds another 6. Next step, generate your character's starting personality. Your character's personality consists of 3 traits, and each of these personality traits correlates to one of Enclave's 12 stats. All classes specialize in 2 stats, and the 2 correlating traits will be the first 2 pieces of your character's personality. The third you can pick from all the traits listed. In Aspirant, personality traits are much more freeform, though they still need to be tethered back to a stat. Next, your character's starting stats. Like I said, we have 12 stats in Enclave. That may sound intimidating, but they tend to be very intuitive. Stats are measured with pluses, with each plus representing a major increment. You get 6 pluses to distribute for a level 1 character, and 4 of these pluses are spoken for by what we've done already. Remember, your class specializes in 2 stats, one more than the other, and so you're going to distribute 3 of your starting pluses across those 2 stats. 2 pluses to the one stat, 1 to the other. Your 4th plus is going to be based in the personality trait that you picked. Whatever stat that correlates to, you put a plus there. And those last 2 pluses can go anywhere you like, to a stat you have, to a stat you don't have, so long as you don't bring any stat above 3 pluses for now. As you level up, that number can go higher. Next up, your signature items. All Advent classes come with 2 rosters of signature items, default and elective. Your character automatically starts with all default signature items, and you get to pick 1 elective signature item. Signature items have cool supernatural properties that put them apart from a mundane alternative. In Aspirant, the signature options are vastly expanded, and you have way more choices with which ones you pick. Next up, abilities. Your class comes with 3 abilities, and you get all of them. No need to make any decisions there, though in Aspirant, you get to choose one of these abilities to improve slightly from baseline. And lastly, your character's name, appearance, and background. Appearance and background matter quite a lot in Enclave, but at the same time, you don't want to over-define them, because you are able to expand on these as you play, so long as what you come up with isn't too convenient in the moment, makes sense for the character, and you commit to it from then on. Remember, Enclave takes place in an infinite world, meaning that your character can hail from any background and have any aesthetic you would like. You can even reskin your class to fit with a completely different time period, aesthetic, or similar, so long as all the mechanical functionality remains the same. And that's it! You've created your first Enclave character. Now to the next step in our crash course, gameplay fundamentals. Enclave, much like other TTRPGs, follows a basic call and response loop. The game host, the conduit we call them, will describe a scene. You, the player, then ask questions, directing your character's senses throughout the scene to see what more you can learn. Then you describe actions you would like to take. The conduit describes how those actions resolve, rinse, and repeat ad infinitum. The difference in Enclave is, of course, we don't use dice. Whether an action succeeds or fails, or somewhere in between, comes down to storytelling logic. If something makes sense, it works. If something doesn't make sense, it doesn't work. But what about for cases where the correct answer is not immediately obvious? These ambiguous calls, called swing situations, are relatively rare and are addressed using a series of 3 questions. 1, how well has the player described what they are doing? This means that if your conduit is on the fence, they may prompt you for a little more description to really sell them on what's going on. 2, what outcome tells a better story? If one resolution would be blatantly unsatisfying or just kill the momentum of the story dead in its tracks, we tend to avoid that outcome. The sort of outcome that doesn't feel commensurate with the effort put into the story and the stakes surrounding it. And 3, the be-all, end-all. How much have you as a player contributed to this session as a person? Are you trying to stay in character? Are you bigging up your fellow players? Are you keeping good table etiquette? Are you invested in the game? And if you've been putting in this kind of effort as the be-all, end-all determinant of success and failure, we give it to you. And because good players tend to receive the benefit of the doubt in these sort of swing situations, we can make Enclave missions much harder than you might find in a lot of other tabletop role-playing games. Your actions are what are determining success and failure in Enclave rather than luck. And as such, we can throw serious challenges at you, the sort of thing you might not expect to face till high levels in other games, though of course the challenge can be easily tuned to fit the veterancy of the players involved. This brings us on to part 3 of our crash course, setting up an Enclave mission. Enclave has something of an unusual structure among tabletop role-playing games. It is played exclusively in one-shots with continuous characters. Every time you play is a self-contained story, but you're using the same characters each time, and they progress and move towards level ups after each and every session you play. This means that not only can you mix and match characters and play with different people every time if you would like, but if someone drops out of a session, you can still go ahead with that session without having to reschedule or worry about writing them out of the story in some way. As such, when you are setting up an Enclave session, all you need is a place to meet and what characters you are playing. Plus, players must contribute a set of focus words to their conduit. Focus words are another of Enclave's unique aspects. They are any word or short phrase given by the players to the conduit for use as inspiration in designing a session. The conduit then takes the focus words and free associates with them to build a scenario for their player characters to face, explicitly designing around the capacities of the characters involved. If you have more combat characters on a mission, it's more likely to be a combat mission, and vice versa. Now this may sound daunting, and for your first couple times conduiting, you probably want a couple of days of advance notice, but as you become more experienced as a conduit, this free association process to generate missions on the spot becomes very, very easy. So much so that you may end up needing less than an hour, less than half an hour, less than even 15 minutes to generate a full session. Add to that there are no dice to roll, no minis to move, no map to unfold, and you will find that Enclave is one of the best TTRPGs to play online over video or voice call, enabling you to effortlessly connect with other players around the world. Though, of course, the in-person experience can't be beat. And that's it. There's your crash course to Enclave. If you'd like me to get into more advanced topics like specific mechanics, conduiting, mission design, aspirant edition, or similar, please let me know in the comments section of this video. And until we meet again, my name is Robbie Howell, creator of Enclave. Thank you very much for your time and support, and ciao for now.